welcome back. This is Seal Chan, and this is my Minecraft Alpha 1.0 progressive long play. I am still in the research phase of round 5, and I have decided to correct a decision I made early on in this game, because I'm advancing in my research here at the Cavern Workshop, way ahead of my research at the fort. So today's episode is going to focus on getting the fort caught up with where it should have been. I'll try to explain as we go along. But for now, I'm going to grab one of those buckets I got from our dungeon adventure, and we're going to bring it with us and head back to the fort. So let's go. Actually, we're right here. I gather samples of every block and every, let's say, raw material from the world and put it in my, what I'm going to call, raw material research chest. Now, we have not discovered the crafting recipe for the bucket, but we have discovered the bucket via loot. That is, items I've discovered in a chest that was generated with the world. And I don't want to completely ignore those items. So I've decided, like, with the bucket, I can't craft one, but I can use them. And since I have an extra one, I'm going to use one to capture the water. Ooh. And having done that, cue the music. Let's head to the fort. Okay, now, the next thing I'm going to do might seem a little odd. I've decided that the fort shall not have a permanently placed crafting table. I'll try to explain why. As you know, I carry a crafting table everywhere I go, so that if I need to, I can build or rebuild these tools. I've decided that a fort is no place to leave a crafting table. Now, you do notice I do have a crafting table as part of my personal inventory. I kind of ignore this in a lot of ways. But if I need to make torches, or even take wood, make planks, or sticks, or another crafting table, I don't need a crafting table. I can do it all right here. So I've decided that having a personal inventory, which is always true, is sufficient to advance recipe research for collected items. And that means that, and I've also decided that this set of 4 trees is a grove, which is my name for a tree farm, in the Cavern Workshop, just outside. I have planted 4 trees. That too is a grove. It is what I would call a legitimate source of this raw material, wood. I don't want to cut these trees down because I don't want to unnecessarily impact world generation and the beauty of it. So I gotta have trees. So when I build a grove, that's my source. Now, in order to research the recipe of wood, I need to complete my self-imposed task of collecting a stack of that resource. So in today's episode, I'm going to advance the research process based on wood and get us a little caught up to where we should be. Let's go see how much wood we already have. Okay, so we're almost halfway there. So let's see what we can do to get us all the way there. Oh, you 4-leggeds. That's encouraging. One more haul like that, I think, would make it. Now, I don't necessarily want to sit and watch trees grow. Actually, yeah, this is the right spot. So, we've got a couple choices. We could go back to the cavern, mine up, gather those trees, bring it back. We could go to the other fort and do the same. Or we could just go to the nearby tree and harvest it as long as we replant. So, I'll think about it. Well, let's take advantage of the night and work on our mob drop totals. Who knows? Maybe one of these things will grow again. Hello there. That cow was not helpful. Okay. If anybody ever suggests making a four-legged hostile mob, tell them no. You know I'm low on pork chops, right? You know this. I sense these passive mobs really want to treat my fort like a barn. Chicken laying an egg. Cows keep wanting in. I just thought that would be a really cool addition to Minecraft. Is that if you build a barn, the cows and the sheep would seek it out at night. I've never had such a high pressure passive mobs trying to get in my place. Okay, well, the volunteers have all been served. We don't have any tree regrowth yet. So I think I'm going to take the approach of going ahead and chopping down a local tree. If I remember correctly, I may have chopped this one down and replanted it. So let's do the same and see if we can get our stack of wood. plant this here, I fear that the rules of tree spawning would actually prevent it from growing. So I'm going to move it either to here or to here. Let's try that. Let's see how close we are now. We just need 2 more. Decided to move this over one because it was just touching this tree. I give it a little more space. Alright, we know we've got what we need. Let's head back. Okay, so we have a grove, which is our official source of wood and saplings. I'm going to be patient about saplings. And we know that there's no recipes for saplings anyway, but still, we give them the honor of intending to collect a whole stack. Now, we have reached a full stack. It is time to research. Oh, let's do this. Time to research on my personal inventory grid just what can be crafted. And we're just going to skip ahead. Normally I literally open the Minecraft wiki, read through it, look at the recipes. If I'm not sure if something's available in alpha, I go down to the history and figure it out. Today we know that we can craft a wooden plank from wood. We add it to the list. And this could have been done maybe in round 2 or round 3. And we go ahead and craft our first wooden plank. So let's do that. And there, we have crafted our first wooden plank. Now, I've also decided that I want a separate research chest for crafted items from those raw materials. So let's make such a chest. And we're going to put just one item in this chest. So we have discovered the wooden plank recipe, and in a subsequent researching round, let's say round 3, I went ahead and crafted my first wooden plank. I do not have a goal to craft a full stack, only one. And after that, I am free to use and to recipe research wooden planks in my personal inventory, so the 2x2. Now let's pretend it's the end of round 3. And I'm going to research what I can craft with a wooden plank in my personal inventory. And guess what? I discover I can craft a stick. And so the stick gets placed in the list of things to craft, but not until the next round. So now it's round 4. I'm in the research phase, and I craft my first stick. Let's put it in the crafting research chest. And there we go. I have one wooden plank and one stick. I am now officially free to not only craft these, but to do further research. As of this time, there's no other items I can craft with just wooden planks and sticks in my personal inventory. Later, in our outpost here, in the home I'm building, I will have nothing ominous. I will have an official crafting workshop. And once I achieve that, I'll go back and research what you can do with a wooden plank and a stick on a full 3x3 crafting table. Also, I should note, even though I'm treating things a little differently here at the fort than at the crafting workshop in the mine, once I discover these things in one place, they become eligible to be researched in another. And you'll see what happens probably in the next episode because of this. So, we've got ourselves caught up. I'm going to put these things away in the fort chest here. This will just add to my personal inventory. And this is an extra tool. You'll notice that I have not discovered these recipes. I've mentioned this before. But you can't really ever start anything without a little bit of knowledge and resources. So, yes, I make some exceptions to early game. I try to minimize those exceptions. But getting your basic set of tools is one of the things that I don't want to go without. So it is now round 5. And actually, yeah, that's it. I was going to research something else, but I only have my personal inventory. So we are done. Night has fallen. A tree has grown. A big tree. A pig has fallen. Just another day in the land known as Minecraft. Oh, I think I should mention, I may have mentioned, that this particular region that we started in, I have named Elsie. So this is Fort Elsie. And we can refer to this area as Elsie. As we head over to our next region, which I call Region B. And it'll eventually get its own name, so we can talk about these places. And we'll know what we're talking about. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this episode. And I hope to see you in the next. Take care.